What's up, everyone? It's the Toyenhancer. Yes, this is the infamous Mech everyone's been talking about, the Dollar General special. Yep, you've seen this around. It's $15, so such a great pickup. I gotta give all the credit to Ninja. Articulated Ninja is the first person I've seen that showed it to me. And he picked it up from Chad, who's a famous toy tuber, and William Toy and Hobby also had this on their channel, and that's who Ninja got it from. So big thank you to Ninja because he's showing this stuff, and then people like me can snatch onto it and get in there and start modifying things. So he did a great job when he touched up his. And again, thank you, Articulated Ninja. That was awesome. It's good to have a tight toy community that is always sharing ideas so we can expand into future projects. So, yep, here I am. I'm just going to go ahead and crack her open. Ninja already showed us how to pop the seat and get the room we need for our 6-inch action figure. And I thought it was just a great idea. I've been in Dollar General, but I never particularly seen this. It wasn't hard for me to get it. The first one I entered, they had 5, and I just snatched them up. And then I shopped at a couple others. I couldn't find it, and then I bumped into it again. I picked up 3 more, because eventually I would like to army build these guys. I think that would be cool to have about 6 of them lined up. But that's just me. Anyways, we're going to get this out of the box, and we're going to start to break her down. Basically, I just want to take off the parts that I know I can work by hand and put more detail into, like the saw and the gun. So it was pretty simple, just a screw that holds that in on the one side. Comes out easy. And then I just put the screw right back into something if I want to keep it, not lose track of it. Little trick I learned working on dirt bikes. And then on the other side here, the gun just slides off. Not too bad. So this toy was pretty cool. It came with lights and sound and not too bad. I just hated all that orange, that clear orange. It's just a real cheap plastic. Cheap looking. Right here is where I start to pry out the seat. I was having more luck approaching it from the back and just pushing on it really hard. You can see here, once you get the back pushed out, just grab it with some pliers and give it a good pull. Pops right out. That's what the inside looks like. You can take the electronics out if you want. We just left ours in. But I do take out all that orange lens crap. It's just ugly. So right now I'm just kind of going over my options, my ideas. I do have some RC lights right here from my hobby cars. So of course I'm going to utilize these because the Mech does have lights on top, and it just seems logical for any Mech to have a lighting system so it can see where it's going. So I thought these were pretty cool, and I ended up using a couple different lights and just to switch things up because I made more than one. And here's some lenses that I was thinking about using. I was going to use it on the bottom there, but opted that it was just too much work, and I ended up painting that bottom lens because it doesn't glow anyways. So right here I'm getting a range viper ready to sit inside so you guys can see that they do fit relatively good. I just did it Indian style, but I've seen people fold the legs up. Either way works. Let's pop them in real quick. Bam. Yeah, so they fit in there really good. All the proportion is proper, and I love it. So I'm definitely going to run wide open with it. I'm just clicking the door back on it. It pops in pretty good, pretty easy. And there you can see your Viper. I can't stand that orange windshield. You cannot see anything through it. So that's going to have to go. Going to have to think of something to get that off of there. I'm just prepping the lights, getting them ready to get mounted inside here. The best way for me to do this was to just insert it exactly where I wanted it, and then slowly I put a glue gun to the inside of it, and it's just like minor adjustments and just getting it right. Hit it with the glue stick, just a wee bit to hold it. Wait for that to dry, and then slowly dab it in the inside. Remember, don't put a bunch of glue at one time, because what it does is it's a lot of heat, and the bigger glob of hot glue that you put down, the more time it'll take to cool. So I like to just put enough needed to hold an item until I can apply more slowly. Otherwise, you're just going to melt your equipment right out of your plastic toy. Here we are. I have both the lights in now. It's time to work the wires back. And I'm going to cut these top lights off and put some real ones up there. So I just cut a notch, fed the wire into it, and then glued the light. It's like a little plate that the light sits on right there. I just glued it into position. That way I can screw the light to it and get a nice good mount onto it. It took a couple tries to get it right, but I ended up just doing it with the glue gun and ended up touching it up with some black paint because I wasn't too concerned as long as the lights were mounted and solid. Had to kind of watch out for the door too, so if you're mounting to the top of this Mech, make sure that your doors are going to still open. Just screwing in the light to the bracket. And that way they can turn on the pivot up and down. There they are, all mounted and everything. Looking pretty decent. I was real happy with the final product there. I just have to reroute all these wires and make them look good now. Here's a look of how I kind of tidied up the wires. The ones on the side I want to leave like that because I think it looks good. I want the wires to, I want you to be able to see that there's wiring inside. So I'm going to cover that up with tape when we go ahead and spray it out. Just show you how just tidying up the wires and putting a couple straps and little dabs of glue here and there makes it look a lot better. Here's a look at one that came out of paint. This is actually the number 2 model I was working on. And just showing some lights, some wiring I did on this one. And they're both painted the same. These are the black piston tank models I made. And some of the wiring got a little intricate on this one. As you can see, I gotta make all these tied in, and there's gonna be a battery pack sitting on the back there, so it'll look really cool when it's done. This is the big ordeal with this Mech toy. Is everyone asks me, how do you replace the windshield? And I've tried several different things, but I'm going to show you the method that is easiest and worked best for me. These windshields have a curve, not the round one that we're looking at, but the side curve. That's what you want to pay attention to when you're looking for plastic for this windshield. So a good toy fixer will know that he can pull plastic for many different things: CD cases, toys, plastic bins. Right here I have a jug of PVC fittings, and it's the perfect size curve that I need. It just seemed to work great. So hunt around and see what you can come up with and make it work. Right here, I'm just gonna put the old windshield right on top of my new plastic, trace it out, and I'm going to cut it with some snips. You'll want to check the size before you glue it down. Make sure everything's going to fit in there nice. Had to trim mine up a bit. But yeah, don't hesitate to take some time, trim it up, get it right. I've had to make several of these, just remake them over because I'm overcut or just messed it up. You'll eventually get it perfect. Right here, I'm just going to put a little plastics. It's a compound that it can, right there it is. It helps clear the glass up. You can use it on like foggy lenses. It's great for vintage toys that have windshields. You can really bring the luster and the life back to it, but I'm just using it to clean up this piece of plastic. It was a jug that was sitting in my garage for a while, so it had some scuffs on it. And this will really help just bring a better sheen back to it. Really handy stuff. You can use it on painted stuff too. It's not just for clear glass. It'll polish up anything. It works really quick too. But yeah, I got this from another toy tuber, oh gosh, years back. I can't even remember which one I got it from, but one of those repair guys, maybe Toy Polloi or someone like that. Handy stuff. You'll see here in a minute. Just looks a lot better, and if you were to polish it again, it would just get nothing but better from there. And it took all the marker off. Right here we are going to start working on the side windows, and we're going to use a mesh grill. Articulated Ninja used some gutter mesh, and it looked great, which gave me the inspiration to use this mesh that I have. This is actual metal that is from a grate that sat in front of an old fireplace on a house that I cleaned out. So I salvaged this grate, and this is the grate that I used for the Ninja Turtle diorama I built about a year ago. So I really liked the diamond patterns that I was getting in this grate, and I wanted to make sure I incorporated those. So I just kind of lined it up, got the size I needed, and snipped it out. I'm just gonna dab on some red paint, and it did require 2 coats, but I want to do this before, so when I glue it in, I don't have to mess with it later. So on this windshield, it's clear, so I wanted to get like a sticker to go on it that would kind of give it that digital look. So I had my wife just print out these Target looking stickers, and we just printed it out on Cricut. And I got it about the shape of a quarter, because that's what the little notch on the side of the hatch is shaped like. And I just applied it. And again, I'm only really doing this so people will know that there is a windshield on there because of how clear it is. Just to give it more like a 3D effect. I think it was definitely a final touch that I needed. So in case you're wondering, yes, I did use my stickers that came with the Cobra Hiss tank because I don't see myself putting any stickers on the Hiss tank. I think it looks fine the way it is, and it just seems so right and so perfect to do it to this because I really didn't care what happened to this in the long run. I only spent $15 on it. So anything's an improvement, and I really think that this sticker kit complemented my mech. And that's why they're a team now. It's definitely the Cobra Hiss mech support. I liked it. And last but not least, I wanted to put a light on the end of the gun. This is on the gun that came with the mech. On mech number 1, I modified a gun that I had off an old toy. It came off an old Halo toy. But for this one, I wanted to try to run the wire out the tip of the gun, see what it looked like. Something I've never done before, but figured it'd be a perfect time to do it on a mech. Right here, I'm using heat shrink wraps. And these are great for doing electrical work. You just slide the sleeve over your wire, make your connection. And then all you have to do is slide the sleeve back over it And once you get it looking like that, you just take your heat gun and just heat up those shrink wraps. And you can see as they get heated, they will just tighten up. Real handy, quick way to make sure that you got a good bond. And it looks professional. So right here I'm using a chrome pen, and if you haven't used these before, they are nice. Really quick, they don't take that long to dry. On some plastics it will take a few days, but they've worked really well for me. But hey, enough of that, guys. Let's go ahead and get to the good part. Let's see how these mechs came out. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. And I'll see you guys on the next build. Thanks, everyone.